Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever part of the day the video chooses to reach you. Hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling fine. I hope you're feeling blessed. I hope you realize that you are blessed. You are blessed because you got to see a day that somebody else did not get to see. It is I, Von P, the political crash out. And let's talk about some shit. You know, as always, I got C-SPAN on. Not really sure what they're talking about right now. I tuned it out a couple hours ago. But tomorrow, they will be voting on the Epstein file release. That's going down tomorrow, as Trump and so many people in Washington are focused on. I don't really give a lot of energy to that whole Epstein situation. Excuse me, for various reasons. The main reason is because it's a lot of shit going on right now that we can focus on, and focusing on that list and those emails and that information really ain't going to yield any changes. So I'd rather focus on the things that we can focus on that really will affect change. All right, so first off, we want to talk about today. We seen that Donald Trump said that he wants to roll back some of his Liberation Day tariffs to ease the pain on the pocketbooks. I thought Trump, MAGA, and anybody else that carried that flag told us that the tariffs would not increase prices not one bit on the average everyday American. I thought Trump and all of his cronies said that these tariffs would be paid by the other countries. I thought that they said that we wouldn't see any type of negative impact as a result of these tariffs. Only for us to see all types of negative impacts as a direct result of the tariffs. Only to realize, for them to realize that the American consumers are the ones that are actually paying the tariff pricing. The increase in tariffs. That's a tax. It's effectively a tax on the American people. So on Friday, I love to see when politicians use the Friday afternoon news dump to slide things in there that they know are not going to go over well with their base or with the population in general. Because the theory behind the Friday afternoon news dump is that you release some information on the Friday afternoon. It doesn't really get a lot of attention because the news cycle is going to start to be recycled over the weekend. They're not going to be a whole lot of live news coverage on Saturday or Sunday. So whatever you dump out in the sphere on Friday will kind of just fizzle away by Monday, and then you can start Monday fresh. Nah, Trump, we ain't know that. We seen you try and slide this tariff news in there on Friday afternoon. And I was waiting. I started to go live over the weekend, but as I told y'all, I'm not a content creator. I create content and I live my life. And I wasn't gonna put my life on hold to come on the internet and talk shit about Donald Trump. But today, I got time, motherfucker. Where's my phone at? Let's look at the list of these 200 items that Donald Trump has said he wants to remove tariffs from. Beef. Y'all recall that he was just talking about importing beef from Argentina. Now he removed the tariffs from U.S. beef, and I'm not going to talk about prices. I'm going to get the prices in a minute. Let's stay focused on the items itself. Beef, coffee, bananas. Well, coffee from Latin American producers. Let's be honest. If you ain't drinking Folgers, this really don't this don't really impact you. But a lot of the other items on the list, it really fucks you up. It makes your grocery bill go higher and higher. Me personally, I don't drink coffee. I'm a tea drinker, but the tea that I drink comes from Guyana. So yeah, I'm gonna get hit with tariffs too. Let's see. Bananas, cocoa products, chocolate. Told y'all, my tea from Guyana. Tomatoes, oranges, avocados. Speaking of avocados, y'all ever watch Saturday afternoon football and notice that avocados from Mexico is the official sponsor for college football halftime shows? Like, just think about that. We had an increase in tariffs and taxes on avocados, and Mexico, in response to all that, says, you know what? I'm going to sponsor the game that you motherfuckers love the most in America, football. We're going to sponsor the NCAA halftime show. So every fucking Saturday, all Saturday, throughout every halftime show that's put on TV, you got a fucking ad that says avocados from Mexico playing. Think about that. This is chess, not checkers, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people only think about their next move. They be on some checker shit. But you got to be on some chess shit where you thinking 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. This is chess we're in right now. If you still playing checkers, no offense, stay your ass over there with the kids. Because the grown-ups are playing chess. And when you playing chess, you thinking 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. So by all means, if you want to play checkers, go over there with the shorties. Because us adults, we over here on this chessboard. And when you playing chess, you gotta, this shit is wild, boy. All right, so back to the list. Fruit juices, apple juice, tropical blends, tropical fruits. Man, listen. He rolled back basically the tariffs. He rolled back the tariffs basically on the entire grocery store. The entire grocery store. Jams, breads, beans, beef, tea leaves, fruit concentrate, chocolate bars. The grocery store. They basically looked at the grocery list and said, you know what? We got to give up this charade that these tariffs are not impacting the American people in a negative way, and roll back this stuff. And hopefully the prices will roll back down. But unfortunately, as we have seen so many times in American history, consumer greed trumps everything. Excuse me, corporate greed trumps everything. I paused that because I was like, consumer, no, I said the wrong fucking word. Corporate greed trumps everything in America. So while these tariffs have been rolled back, we've seen time and time again how the American corporations and producers, when given any type of room to breathe on their prices, they choose to keep their prices high. One of the biggest examples that is going to be going around is washing machines. Because under the Trump presidency last time, he put a tariff that not a lot of people knew about onto laundry machines from other countries. And as a direct result, we've seen laundry machines, washing machines, prices increase. That tariff was removed. Washing machine prices still have not gone down to the price that we saw before the tariff was installed. So in other words, those prices are still high. They may have come down a little bit. Let's say if the price increases $100 because of the tariff, after the tariff is removed, we've seen about $40 of the price increase removed. So while the price did come down, it's not going to go back down to normal times. So everything in the grocery store that you've seen increase in price is going to still be high. It's not going to go back to pre-Trump levels. We're not going to see that. And that's what economists and politicians were saying as a whole to Trump before these tariffs were put in place. Do not put these in place, because once you put these in place, prices are going to go up and they are never going to go back to the same they were. Trump the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025, and everybody else that was on that train said these tariffs will not do a darn thing. Fast forward 11 months into the damn year of Trump, this first year of Trump's presidency, we seen those tariffs raise fucking hell. Prices are high as fuck everywhere. So much so that the Republicans are starting to take a beating in elections. That's why we're starting to see, hold on, y'all. These Republicans are taking an ass whooping because of these policies and what's going on. That's why we're starting to see Trump starting to make an about face on some of his positions. Rolling back the tariff, one of these tariffs on basically the entire grocery store. And now he's saying, hey, do a vote on the Epstein list. These motherfuckers that's on TV right here, that's talking right now, going to be doing a vote tomorrow on releasing the Epstein files. Excuse me. People like myself who don't really care about the Epstein list overlook the fact that Trump's entire base looks at those Epstein files like their holy grail. That is their Bible. And they want to get to it so badly. And by standing in their way, Trump and the Republican Party were starting to suffer. So now they have to do some moves to try and say, hey, what can we do to get these people back on our side? And now he's, I think the Republicans should go ahead and do a vote and try and see if they want to release the Epstein list. Even though these emails just came out showing Trump was all through the Epstein files. I just hope that whenever all this Epstein shit comes to light, that y'all actually do something with the information. I myself won't be touching on it too much because I really don't give a shit about the Epstein list. I think he's a fucking creep, and everything that they put them women through is disgusting and vile, and they should be fucking castrated and just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Put in a room with Big Dick Buster and let him go fucking ape shit on they fucking vile, perverted asses. Literally. You know what I'm saying? You don't treat women in such a way that you don't look at women and view them as objects. You don't look at women and these motherfuckers was looking and trying to do creep shit with young women, underage women. Like these motherfuckers are creeps. Speaking of creeps, Megyn Kelly, you sorry stinking ass bitch. If you ain't catch on to the blogosphere and the internet over the weekend, Megyn Kelly is drawing some real flack behind saying that 15. I'm not gonna pull up the views, and I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to clip it in when I make the clips. But right now, I'm as live. Like my standpoint was, I'm not for to show this bitch showing it, talking that dumb shit on Bill Gates' internet because it's already making its rounds, and I don't want to give life to it because she's basically trying to say that 15, isn't that bad. Like he was going after 15-year-olds. It wasn't like he was going after 5-year-olds. Say what? Say huh? Bitch, please. Because in any world that it's okay for an old, dusty, creepy ass white man to be fucking on underage girls, it's okay. I don't want to be a part of that world. I don't want to be a part of that world whatsoever. And as the father of a 16-year-old daughter, I will. That's premeditated, so don't say that. May God help you. And I don't want to hear shit about people talking about this might be a disease or some shit. Like these motherfuckers is perverts, had their dicks cut off and just shoved in their fucking nose. And I know what I just said, and it's meant to fucking hurt. Yes, I know what I said. And however, if you got to cut their nose open to make it happen, so be it. That's the type of level of pain I want to inflict on them sons of bitches. That's how I feel about it. I just don't stand on that shit. I don't stand with it. And I'm a live and let live type of guy. I don't give a damn about none of the gay shit, none of the gay letters. I don't give a damn about none. Let them live and let live. But you fucking perverts, off with your fucking head. You don't deserve no L. None of that shit. And I know I'm touching a few individuals right now because some people may have gone through some things, and I do empathize and sympathize with you. I am sorry that you had to go through that. And there's some people that are listening at this clip, and they know their heart, they know their soul, and they know they some nasty creep sons of bitches. And to you, please never ever let me find out who the fuck you are. And that's how I leave it. Leave that. Whew. I had done, damn. I just had to reset, y'all. Like, my mind was in a whole different place. I guess that's come from being a Gemini. Being a Gemini is not easy, y'all. You have to really reset sometimes. All right, what's on the script? Back to the script. Back to the script. Back to the motherfucking script. Did I just lose connection with something? No, we good. We Gucci. Still up. We are still up. Shedeur Sanders. I'm pretty sure ESPN probably talk about him right now. NFL Network, you got nothing to say about him? Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders fucking sucks, y'all. I don't think the narrative that the NFL is trying to teach them a lesson, when I say them, I mean the Sanders family. I don't think that's true. And here's why I think it. We're talking about Deion Primetime Sanders here, who, while as a player, was naturally the face of the NFL. And then as a media personality, was the face of the NFL Network for a long fucking time. Deion Sanders and his bald head was on the NFL Network for a very long time, y'all. And he didn't get fired. He didn't get into a contract dispute. He left the NFL Network because he himself decided that he wanted to go coach college football. So he retired from the NFL Network and proceeded to coach college football. So a man that walked away from the NFL on his own terms multiple times as a player and a personality, he's the last motherfucker I think that they want to teach him and his family a lesson. Why? That same brashness and pizzazz and sense of individuality that y'all want to say is the reason that they want to teach them a lesson is the reason that they employed that motherfucker on the NFL Network. How many commercials was he on? Because he was so fucking like just outspoken and just out there. They didn't have to write a script. They just put the camera on and make a fucking commercial. It was plenty of commercials with Deion just like that. Like, the man was the face of the NFL Network. Let's just go in the damn game in the damn way. I hope they don't cut my string because I got the game going in the background either. But Deion Sanders and his family did nothing to the NFL to where the NFL needs to teach them a lesson. Secondly, Shedeur Sanders is average as best, at best. I know I called him sorry as fuck, but that's just me being petty and tweaking on my haters. Because I'm a real live tweaker. The man was average at best. Nah, he ain't sorry. I ain't gonna say he suck. Although his numbers were not impressive coming out of college. I'll say that. And for everybody that wants to, he got this completion percentage, Dylan Gabriel got more fucking touchdowns than any other motherfucking person in college football. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. Than any motherfucker that has ever played college football. Yes, the motherfucker that y'all saying they're so sorry that's playing in front of him in Cleveland got more touchdowns than any motherfucker that has ever played college football ever. Think about that. So while y'all raving about a completion percentage, the man in front of him got more touchdowns than him and everybody that played on that Colorado fucking team. Dylan Gabriel got more touchdowns than Deion Sanders had in college. Think about that. And before somebody jumps in my chat talking about, well, Deion played cornerback. Yeah, I know. But y'all like to bring his daddy into this shit, so I brought him into the conversation before y'all could bring him in. But yeah, when you talking about, trying to win games, completion percentages don't win your games. They may help get you in position to win the game, but touchdowns is what win you the game. And Shedeur just wasn't one of those guys that was able to wow you and find you a touchdown with his arm or his legs as a quarterback. Colorado was average at best. I didn't understand where all the hype was coming from around him being a first-round talent. Cam Ward even told the man, hey, if you, Cam Ward told him, and you can find the clip on the internet, Cam Ward told this man, if I threw the dinks and dunk passes that you threw, my completion percentage would be like 100. Cam Ward called him out and said, man, you don't throw the ball downfield. What are you talking about? You got this old completion percentage. Nigga, you throw dinks and dunks all game. Additionally, we in the black community got to start looking at mediocre shit trying to elevate it. That man average at best. The hype behind him went to his head. The hype in front of him went to y'all head. And now y'all seeing it on the football field and it's like, oh, well, the Browns ain't developing him. Man, this is the NFL. This man daddy is Deion Sanders. This man grew up a millionaire. He had all the fucking resources and opportunities to get better. But when you believe the hype and think you are better than you are, do you put the work in? And I know that's I know the videos going around, people talking about, he put in the work at practice and this, that, and other. Man, listen, we all know that when you're an athlete, you don't get better in practice. Practice is not where you get better. It's the shit you do outside of practice when nobody's fucking looking, when nobody's forcing you to do that rep. That's the shit that makes you get better. That's the shit take you from being good and average to being great and legendary. As this motherfucker tried to name himself, Tom Legendary. Just because his daddy retired his jersey number at Colorado. Speaking of daddy, I don't think Shedeur is going to capitalize on this Cleveland Brown situation specifically because of how Deion has fucking curated and nurtured and shaped this man's upbringing in the world of football. Shedeur Sanders has never had to fucking take somebody's job. He's never had to come try and take somebody's shit. Because his daddy's always stepped in, taken over the program and said, hey, my son's a starting quarterback. So he don't know how to play from behind. And that's a key skill that you're going to need in somebody who you want to lead your program, lead your team. You got to have a motherfucker that knows how to be down and bring everybody that's down up. A motherfucker that know how to look at a situation and see the adversity and don't get shook and step into that shit and produce. Because that's all it is. I think y'all wanted Shedeur Sanders to be handed this Cleveland Browns job. And Cleveland Browns were like, well, it's his if he wants it. And truly, we can all see it. They traded away all of the veteran quarterbacks and kept the 2 rookies. And said, y'all motherfuckers duke it out. Because Deshaun Watson going to be our number 1 when he comes back off injury. But we need somebody for right now. And whoever's the right now guy, you're going to be the future because we got a contract with Deshaun, but Deshaun getting older. And when that shit is done, the team is going to be yours. Now, one of y'all got to take it. And Dylan Gabriel is taking it. When Shedeur Sanders came in that game on yesterday, Cleveland was up 16-10 on the Baltimore Ravens. Cleveland has a good defense, but that defense, it feeds off their offense. When their offense is moving the ball and it's just being serviceable at best, you see the Cleveland Browns defense that you seen in the first half on yesterday. Sack. I think Myles Garrett had like 4 or 5 sacks yesterday. Think about that. You got a defensive end that had 4 or 5 sacks on Lamar Jackson. They just need a quarterback. And that's what Dylan Gabriel was doing. He was just being a serviceable quarterback, but he went down. And then comes Shedeur Sanders. I ain't gonna nitpick the man game and sit here and try and just tear him apart. But what we saw from Shedeur Sanders on Sunday, I didn't see any growth. And I don't give a damn about working with the ones in practice because we all know of plenty of individuals in NFL history that have made NFL teams as well as taken people's places, as well as increased their own reps behind the shit that they did outside of practice. When those coaches see you gathering up a few wide receivers saying, hey, man, I need to get work on my timing on these type of routes and this, that, and other. I need, I want to get these throws together. I need to get my timing down. When you ain't doing that, what the fuck? And when you the second string quarterback to a rookie quarterback that really ain't locked in, I don't want to hear that, he didn't get no first team reps shit. Because those are just excuses, man. Those are excuses. We're going to see what happens this week when he gets all the first team reps. What will he do? Will he barbecue or will he mildew? I ain't got too much faith in the motherfucker. I just don't think he got skills in the toolbox necessary to take Dylan Gabriel's spot, let alone Deshaun Watson's spot. I think he's going to keep looking for excuses, and Black America is going to keep giving him excuses as to, why the Cleveland Browns aren't giving him a chance. Why the Cleveland Browns ain't developing him. Fucking sorry ass Sanders kids. And I had so much hope for Shiloh. I had hope for Shiloh. I ain't even gonna lie. I was hoping Shiloh was gonna make somebody roster and just be that lights out fucking nickelback or safety or something. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't take much. You know, like to watch some film of your dad and emulate your dad. Shiloh, like, damn, what the fuck? Damn. Shout out to Renew S&S Sandwich and Smoothies. What place do you go and you get a drink and they give you a reusable container? Fill up full of your drink. There's a strawberry haze I had in here. I put some ginger beer in here now, but yeah, reusable. That's how you know that this restaurant is that they're really about sustainability and health and you know, renewable practices and just being healthy down to what they're giving you your food and your beverages in. Hey, think about that. Think about that. You gotta know they serious about what they give you to put inside your body. Oh man, what's on this something there? Did y'all know that there was a hemp ban tucked into the into the bill that reopened the government? So get ready to see a lot of your vapes, well, your THC-based vapes, start to disappear. They've limited and capped the amount of THC that can be put in those products at, I believe it is 0.06 or 0.05 or 4. It's something very low to the point where a lot of the manufacturers are not even going to want to engage in that business anymore because it's not going to be feasible. It's not going to be profitable. I myself don't use those products, but I do know that there are a lot of horror stories associated with that Delta 9 and all these other types of products. I myself am not mad at the ban on it. People got to stop putting all this unhealthy bullshit in their bodies. And anything that's going to help the American people stop putting bullshit in their bodies, I'm all for. When Michelle Obama wanted to revamp the SNAP program and restrict what individuals could purchase on using SNAP benefits, you know, the Republicans called it government overreach and went, you know, full court press mode on her. But 10 years later, we see Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy put that same provision back on the table now. I was happy then. I'm happy now. Just because it's Robert F. Kennedy putting it on the table and the Trump administration putting it on the table now, does it change my feelings at the particular provision itself? No, I don't give a fuck who puts it forward because I'm a result-oriented person. So I'm not gonna give RFK and Trump full credit for this shit. Because I understand history and I know who was trying to do it originally. But am I happy that it's happening now? Yes, I am. Yes, I motherfreaking am. But back to that THC ban. It is something that I think is needed. Because when you go on a gas station, there shouldn't be 1,000 different fucking vape products right there of all different flavors and sizes and varieties and the fucking potencies for you to fucking try. That shit, you don't even go in a dispensary and see that much weed. So if you can't go in a dispensary and see that many types of varieties of real fucking weed to purchase, why should I go in the gas station and be able to see all those different fucking bullshits? And some of it, I just shake my head at it because I look at the prices and I'm like, wow, people are paying $40 for a fucking vape. And then some of them you see cost $5. And then I started thinking, I'm like, okay, well, I seen the one that cost 40. That's fine. Like, that might be some real cheap shit. I wouldn't want to put that in my lungs. That's the type of stuff that goes in my head because once again, there's 1,000 different types of vapes for you to pick out. When you go in the smoke shops, same thing. And the smoke shop is worse. Now you got 3,000 varieties because they got a bigger space. Now they're going to pack it out with all types of different vapes. I think it's a good thing to limit and get rid of some of that shit. I know myself. I have questions when I see people in the public vaping, and it like I see people hit the vape and then they start spitting out all types. Like, you don't see the correlation every time you cough and have to spit up some shit. Obvious correlation. So the ban that I seen tucked off into the bill that reopened the government that restricted the amount of THC, because that's what it really did. You gotta be mindful. I said earlier on this chat, on this on stream, that we as adults we need to play checkers. We need to play chess. As adults, we need to play chess. Because if you're still thinking about your next move only and just playing checkers, you're fucked up. Because this provision that was tucked off in the bill that reopened the government didn't outright ban vapes and THC smokables. What it did was it severely impacted the limit that can go into these types of vapes to where it's so small of a percentage that's allowed to be in these vapes. It's not going to make sense for these companies to keep it on the shelf. It's not going to be profitable for them because users are not going to want to hit a vape that they're thinking got some THC in it and it got more natural oxygen than THC, if you get what I'm saying. It's like they vaping, inhaling air. They'll literally be inhaling more air than THC. So it's not going to be profitable for these companies to keep this stuff on the shelf. So keep in mind, they didn't outright ban it, but they created an environment to where eventually they, disappear on their own. Is it a ban? No. But does it achieve the same results of a ban? Yes, it does. The long game, ladies and gentlemen. The long game. So that's why I said, if you still playing checkers, only thinking about your next move in a world where the motherfucking president and all these other motherfucking politicians are just playing chess all around you, you might be fucked up. Ain't no might about it. You gonna be fucked up. That's the harsh reality of it. So keep your mind and your eyes open, ladies and gentlemen. I had a guy tell me earlier today on Facebook that politics don't impact him in his life. And I know him personally. The thing about it is, I'm gonna apologize on the front side of this because I know I'm about to piss a few people off by talking like this about what I'm about, by saying what I'm about to say. I'm pissing people off. This nigga been done for a long time, y'all. I ain't never known this particular individual to really care about shit besides Timberland boots and playing basketball. Through the whole entirety of our high school, like, motherfucker used to sleep in class, all type of shit. Motherfucker was not a brainiac. And we attended a completely magnet high school. I was surprised at how he was able to maintain a GPA to stay in the high school. Now that I keep talking, it dawned on me that he didn't actually graduate with us. He had to leave the school. So, yeah, that's that. But this same individual that never really took education or really the learning process serious, and throughout life we kept in touch, but I don't want to talk down on him, but I got no accolades to say. And the same motherfucker want to tell me that politics don't impact his life. And we need to just, not engage in the process because when we engage in the process, that's what gives those authoritarians their power when we engage in the process. So we just shouldn't engage with the process. And I had to remind him, like, it's stupid motherfuckers like you that got America in the situation that it's in. Because over half of America did not vote. Let's be fucking clear about that. Over half of America did not vote in this last election. So it's motherfuckers that's saying, oh, we don't want to plan to engage in the process that got us a Trump presidency. Think about that. When you look at your local elections, some of your city's population is 40, 50,000 people. But when you look at the mayor race, you see that the total votes cast in the entire mayor race for your little city was 700 votes, 1,000 votes. And then you're wondering why certain parts of your city are fucked up. If you don't engage in the process still will fuck you. Let's be perfectly clear on that. So just because you think that you don't have to engage in the voting process or play politics or pay attention to politics, rather, that's the trap. If you allow those words that, oh, voting is rigged or that shit ain't real to come off your lips, you're playing into the trap. Ladies and gentlemen, that's called propaganda. And you are now a propaganda machine. More so an operative for the colonizers or the dominant society. Let me stop. Let me not cry. Y'all about to go there. Politics impacts your life in so many fucking ways. As a government employee, I've always been able to connect the dots on how government impacts your life on any fucking conversation I've ever had. And I'm 41 years old and I'm starting to get tired of it because I'm like, y'all motherfuckers are willingly blind now. And I can't, like, sitting on, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna have a moment. I'm gonna have a moment of vulnerability right now. Doing these streams is extremely tough for me sometimes. I've worked in social services my entire professional career, except for when I taught. So I help people, genuinely help people, and I get an intrinsic reward from seeing motherfuckers succeed, especially in a situation where they felt helpless. So creating this type of content is something I've always done. I just never did it on live and all that other shit because I would just have conversations with my people. Because that's the way I viewed it. Let them dumb motherfuckers stay out there, and I'm going to lock my circle and my core in and make sure that my core and my circle are aware and enlightened to what's going on. And they know how to, differentiate the bullshit from the real shit. They know how to go out there and have a conversation with people and listen to understand versus listen to respond. They know how to hear some things and separate the bullshit from the real shit. And then I started to say, you know what, Javon, you need to start making this content, taking this content thing a little bit more serious. Because there's a lot of misinformation and dumb shit out there. I'll be honest, y'all, God ain't done with me yet because the crash out of me be ready to, like, tell, like, sometimes I want to tell people when they talk crazy to me on the internet, do you realize that I have a history of punching people in their shit? Do you realize that I legally can carry a firearm in 37 states? Do you know that right now people pay me to put my hands on people? And you talking crazy to me? Like, bitch. Like, I will fuck you up and not even break a sweat. Put you on the ground in less than 3 blows. Restrain you and make you cry uncle effortlessly. And all I'm trying to do is talk serious, real shit with them. And people talk violent, crazy to you, and I be like, man, I ain't built for this. I ain't soft by a long shot. But I do understand that sometimes you got to give people grace. And I be tired of giving motherfuckers grace. Because everybody on the internet be wanting some grace. And I be like, bitch, I want problems. I won't smoke. Bitch ass niggas. All right. A little bit of my ginger beer. Let me look at my script real quick before I get up out of here. Make sure I ain't something to touch on. I really want to be on here too long today, y'all. And just to be clear, 15 is not old enough. The fuck Trump, Megyn Kelly was coming up with that bullshit. That just shows you how much white women are puppets. This is what I'm going to wrap with, because this is a thought I've had a long time ago. I've said it on stream before. I've just not made any clips of it because I didn't want it to be out there in the cliposphere and be perceived in the wrong way. But right now, I don't even give a fuck no more. White women are always going to be an extension of the power structure that they are associated with, whether it be their job, whether it be their husband. Well, it doesn't matter. White women are an extension of the power structure that they're associated with, and they're going to go to great lengths to reinforce that power structure, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. They don't give a fuck. Case in point, the women in the Trump administration right now. Every time that Donald Trump says he wants the Department of Justice to do something, Pam Bondi is, yes, we're going to do it. Donald Trump over the weekend said he wanted the Department of Justice to start looking into the relationship of Jeffrey Epstein and prominent Democrats only, just to try and get some attention off him and all the motherfucking Republicans that have been doing creep shit. He wanted to try and break out some Democrats, and Pam Bondi was like, yes, boss, I get right on that. I'm going to do that for you, boss. How many times do we hear Pam Bondi and Republicans accuse Joe Biden of fake weaponization of the government, and now we have them outright doing it? Kristi Noem, our Secretary of Homeland Security, that has no military or any type of experience in that type of capacity whatsoever, running around the country talking about kicking out illegal aliens. We had Marjorie Taylor Greene, that used to be the one waving the flag, doing all the wild shit, saying all the crazy shit for Trump. But as soon as he didn't give her what she wants, she started showing her ass. And now she's Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know what I'm saying? So when you see when they're on the end, they are going to carry the flag of the power structure or their husband, whatever the fuck they don't give a fuck. Good, excuse me. And we've seen this dynamic happen time and time and time again throughout history. White women were the last to the party when it came to getting power. White men had power in America. Then black men had power in America. And then the white woman got power. So understanding the white woman, she doesn't have any real true power in this America. Her power is going to be always associated to the power structure that she's associated with. You see these white women cops that just go be OD. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it time. Like, let's just start talking about it. Can we finally have a conversation about how white women are an extension of the power structure that they're associated with? I think it's time to have that talk. What's up, America? Karen, we sick of your shit. Take your bitch ass in the house. All right, so that's why I want to wrap this stream up before I get to the point where I say something that gets me kicked off Bill Gates' internet. And I've been sitting here, y'all, long enough. Peace. Love you guys.